Elementary music teacher friend, you love what you do, but you might feel unappreciated and, in fact, unseen some days. You may even feel like you're on a music teacher island and just want to connect with other music teachers who can relate to both your struggles and wins when it comes to teaching elementary music. I get you and understand completely the feelings you're having. That's why each and every week, the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast will provide you with solo and guest episodes that will help you realize you're not alone in your music teaching journey. Throughout each episode, my goal is for you to be able to walk away with actionable steps and ideas to help you feel like you're ready to take on the new week with whatever challenges may be thrown your way. Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Peresta, and I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're at home, in your car, in the shower, or wherever else you're listening, grab your cup of coffee or whatever other beverage is nearby and listen in to the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast.
Hi, I'm Steve Miletto from the Teaching, Learning, Leading K-12 podcast, a part of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to now. Shows on the network are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
As an elementary music teacher, maybe you're tired of feeling overwhelmed in your teaching and home life. Harmony membership is exactly where you need to be. There are many times you need support, but you don't have a music teacher mentor, or you're the only elementary music teacher at your school. You have questions, but you don't want to bother anyone else because you know that they're busy. The overwhelm sets in and you begin to feel stuck. That's exactly why the Harmony community was designed. I created Harmony because of the frustrations I faced as an elementary music teacher. I had no mentor, no resources, no community, and basically had to figure it all out on my own. It's my mission to make sure other music educators don't feel isolated or struggle in your elementary music teaching journey. By becoming a mentor, you are going to get open office hours to come and ask me any questions, accountability week every week where you can connect with an accountability group, get a mentor or be a mentor. You get lesson plan packs, entire lesson plans done for the entire school year for K to 5th grade that are editable, that have resources that you can also use to plan with and to use with your students. And there are also ways to modify the lesson plans for virtual and a la carte teaching. You also get monthly lesson planning sessions where you get to come together with other members to plan out your lessons for the next month. And you get accountability calls where you get to come and talk about any of your struggles and wins you're facing with other members that are there to give you support. You get mindset sessions with me where I'm going to talk about anything you might be facing in your work or home life. And those lesson plan packs I mentioned earlier also have a section in each and every one of them that talk about classroom management and mindset struggles that pertain to that particular month of the school year. When you join, you're going to see a Start Here section that guides you exactly what to do so you don't feel overwhelmed as this membership site is entering its 4th school year. Then you're going to see something called a success path. You identify where you're at and follow the action steps that will take you from feeling overwhelmed to confident. The different stages of the success path include learning, which is where you're going to focus on coping with stress. Stage 2 is growing. It helps you with classroom management and transitions in the music room. Stage 3 is planning and is going to help you with simplifying lesson planning and program planning. And stage 4 is implementing, which is all about what do you do now, and it helps you with continuing to move forward as a music teacher and also to implement technology into your lesson plans. There's so much more that you can learn inside the membership site that's going to help you move forward. Like I said, it's going into its 4th school year, so there is a whole section that's called teaching topics where you get to pick different topics based on what you need, and it will take you to different videos that have minute markers or guides or sections inside the membership to help you move forward so you don't feel stuck. So if you're ready to join us, go ahead and click on that link in the show notes and you can go ahead and go to the page to read all about Harmony, or just simply head to harmonymembership.teachable.com/P/Harmony Hub and you will be able to enroll and join us. I hope to see you in there and I cannot wait to get started. Well, hey friend, welcome back to another Bite-Sized PD. Today's PD is about staying organized. And so we're going to talk about ways that I stay organized, both at home and at work, ways that will work for you as a teacher. I'm going to share some resources that work for you that will hopefully help you, and then also share some action steps to help you continue moving forward. As a reminder, these bite-sized PDs are short. I try to keep them under 10 minutes. It doesn't always work that way, but that is my goal, is to make them short, sweet, and to the point so you can get what you need and move forward. Staying organized is hard as a music teacher, as you're very well aware. There is so much to get done on any given day. Not only are you juggling things in your teacher life, but at home as well, and it can get overwhelming. It always feels like a push and pull of, I got to get all this done over here at work. I kind of need to stay late, but I don't want to because it's cutting into my home time. And then over here, when I'm at home, I have all these things to get done at work, and it's always this push and pull, and it's hard to stay organized in knowing it's like your to-do list just keeps piling up and what you need to get done. So we're going to talk about ways to help you with that today. The first thing I want to mention about staying organized is pretty Captain Obvious, but it's keeping a calendar. Now, I don't just mean like have a calendar on your phone that you just, have the important things on. When I say keep a calendar, I mean put even the little details of things that you think you'll remember, but then my brain is like this. Like if I think I'm going to remember something, then I sometimes don't. I have to write it down. I have to put it somewhere because otherwise a lot of times I will forget. So maybe your brain works a lot like mine and you're like, I have good intentions, but if it's not marked down, I'm not going to remember. Then keep a calendar. So on my calendar, for example, I will put little things like doctor's appointments. I will put, that's not a little thing, but I'll put things like do laundry on whatever day I need to do laundry. I will put on, if I need to make a phone call or, any appointments, of course, they're on there. Any work tasks that need to get done, I will put on there. And I not only will put it on the calendar for the day, but I will put times of when I need to get something done. So in the teacher world, what this might look like is, even if like you're planning, let's say for a performance, I would on your calendar, maybe it's not your phone one, maybe you have one at school, like a planner you use, put days you're going to be working, what you're going to be working on during whatever day, so you can make sure you have everything done leading up to that performance. When it comes to lesson planning, what do you need to mark down on a calendar to get your lessons planned? Maybe when you just look at it it's overwhelming. Like when you just look at the big picture, right? It's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you. But when you keep a calendar and you put things on there and you keep your systems going, it helps so much. So the first suggestion is keep a calendar. And this is whatever you're comfortable with. I know a lot of teachers, you like to use a planner, like a paper planner. Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing ones. I know my friend Elizabeth Caldwell, she creates amazing planners where there's sections to actually write down your thoughts. Like get anything you can get out of your head that's, spinning around in here, and get it on paper or typed out or put on a calendar on your phone or whatever it might be. It really does help you to clear your mind and to stay organized because you're not constantly, oh my gosh, did I forget that? Did I remember to do that? It's put down. So maybe it's a paper planner you want to use. I really like Google Calendar. I'm laughing because I sync it with my husband's Google Calendar. But he doesn't always check it, even though it sends him notifications. But so it does work where you can sync it with others' calendars. But anyways, that's another story for another day. But whatever calendar you decide to use, maybe you want to use a couple different systems. Maybe you have that planner that you use for planning purposes at school. Maybe you like to use a digital calendar. But also great suggestions. There's something called Trello, Trello. I don't think I have. Yeah, that wasn't one of the resources. So that's an extra one. But Trello is something I have used before, but I just kind of created my own system, so I didn't need to do it. But it's amazing. You can color code tasks by sections. So like you could have a school category, a home category. You could even make it even more detailed than that. But Trello will organize your life by it also will sync to your calendar, but you can organize things by colors and put it in by what day or time something needs to happen, so you can keep organized that way. Another one I use is Asana, A-S-A-N-A. And what I do on there is I put all my work tasks on that. It's kind of a calendar, but it's basically where I can type out what I need to get done during the week, and I can delegate what day or time I need to get it done, and then it will put it on my actual calendar for me. So it's basically like another step. But also the reason I use that is because I have a community manager, and when I'm assigning tasks to her, I can easily just do that, and bam, it puts it on her calendar too. So that's something, if you're collaborating with other teachers, whether it's in your school building or elsewhere, and you're maybe like, I don't know, maybe you're planning lessons together, for example. If you use Asana, you can easily say, I'll do this part, you do this part, or you're preparing a presentation for professional development or whatever it might be. That is a great organizational calendar for sure. You can definitely put your life stuff on there too, like do laundry this day, order groceries this day, or go to the grocery store this day, or whatever it might be. So any way you can organize your home and work life, find systems that work for you. Find calendars, organizational, I mentioned Trello and Asana. Find ways where you can kind of brain dump whatever's in your mind to get it out there and get it out of here and onto here, so you can really know, looking at the week ahead. Another way I stay organized is, speaking of looking at the week ahead, is every Sunday I will sit down, and it doesn't take very long. It used to take me a long time because I was overwhelmed doing it, but now it takes me maybe 30 minutes every Sunday, and I look at what's coming up that next week, all the way through Saturday, probably actually through Friday. Saturdays are a little wonky around here. I have 3 boys, but anyways, through Friday, and I'll say, okay, who does anybody have a doctor's appointment? Okay, do I have any appointments for myself, like like errands to run? Okay, now let's look at this. Do I need to do something for my podcast? Do I need to do something? I mentor a lot of teachers one-on-one. Do I need to, what else do we have going on in the calendar? Do I need to communicate with my family or friends? When in the week can I find to do house tasks like cleaning or house maintenance, house upkeep, let's say that. When can I find time to do that this week? I have dogs. Do I need to do something for my dogs this week? All right, so you just kind of look at the calendar, and I'll pick a day to get groceries. I'll actually meal plan too, and I'll say, okay, what could we, and a lot of times, here's a little hack for you. This is what works for me. I have a family of 5. I will do meals that we can eat 2 nights in a row. My family doesn't always enjoy that system, but that's what I do. So, for instance, I do a lot of crock pot meals. I'm doing gumbo today. I don't always cook, for that matter, by the way. We will pencil in days to do fast food or order in days. But when I do, I try to plan meals that you can eat on 2 nights, or that take me no more than 5 ingredients to make. Okay, so any way you can do anything, you can help your life for life hacking. Okay, so I'm going to keep going because I kind of just went off my notes, but that's okay. Okay, I talked about keeping a calendar and being consistent with keeping track of the big and little things. So there are 2 blog posts that are actually on my blog. One is called Organization Tips to Balance Your Work and Home Life. And then the other one is the Music Teacher's Back to School Checklist. So the reason I wanted to include the second one, and I will link to both of these, is because when you're thinking about going back to school and you are, there's so much to get done, and you're just like, am I ready? Do I have my classroom ready to go? And maybe you're not really, sorry about the dogs. Maybe you're not really thinking about it yet because you're in summer, obviously. But when you are ready to go back, you've got to think about decorating your classroom. What do you need for your classroom? Do you want to buy any new resources? Do you want to get rid of any of the materials, resources from last year? Getting your seating chart ready when that's time. A lot of times that comes after you know your students and things like that. I mean, gosh, you guys, the list goes on and on about what you need to do to get ready to go back to school. So this blog post, it's a Music Teacher's Back to School Checklist. you will hopefully find it really helpful, and it'll definitely help organize your teacher brain when you're ready to go back to school. The other one I mentioned about tips to balance your work and home life, some of the tips I said today, but other ones are included in there where it kind of spells out what I was saying in a lot more detail. So those 2 blog posts you'll find helpful. The third resource I want to mention is the Harmony membership. This is the membership site that I created for elementary music teachers going into its 4th school year, and it will help you tremendously with staying organized at home and at work. The first thing you'll see is a Start Here section where it tells you exactly what to do, and so it's not a guessing game. You don't just join the membership site and have to figure it out. It tells you what to do, and it helps your brain stay organized because you get to identify where you're at so you can move forward in the membership site with the resources and videos and PDFs that you need. And so, yeah, so that's the success path. You identify where you're at, whether it's beating stress, simplifying lesson planning, classroom management and transitions in the music room, or even adding technology into your lessons. All of those are stages in the success path. So you identify where you're at, and it'll take you to different sections in Harmony and give you action steps, just like the action steps we've been doing in these bite-sized PDs for you to follow. There's a teaching topic section where there's a bunch of different sections where anything you can think of pertaining to being a music teacher. And in this teaching topic section, one of the categories is about organization. So it will take you to this section, and then it will say watch this video, which, by the way, every video has minute markers, so you can just go to the exact 2-minute section you need, or the PDF resource, and it'll tell you go here to get the help you need with this subject matter. And then also, to help you stay organized, each lesson plan pack, there's lesson plan packs for the entire school year, all 36 weeks of school, plus a bonus lesson plan pack at the very end of school for end of school year activities. But all school year long, you get K to 5 lesson plans completely done for you, but they're also editable to help you out. So that'll help you stay organized when it comes to planning. But another way these lesson plan packs help you is they're editable, like I mentioned, but they also contain a section all about organization. It takes the guesswork out of it. So every month, the organization section is exactly what you need for that month of the school year. There are also planning resources to help you when you sit down to plan. Like I provide use this for planning, organize your song list this way. Here's an actual calendar I developed where you can write down which songs you're pulling from and lessons you're pulling from and where they're coming from. And those are all included in Harmony, as well as checklists for back to school and for using the Harmony resources and so much more. So if you want to take a peek at Harmony and read all about it, the doors do close on July 29th, and you can find out more at harmonymembership.teachable.com/P/Harmony Hub. We got about 2 more weeks until doors close, and I would love to have you join us. But when it comes to staying organized this school year, before school even starts, I want you to really think about what worked last school year, what do you want to change a little bit moving into this coming school year, what systems did you have in place that worked? Did you feel like you liked the way your calendar was? Did you feel like you had a good system for maybe sharing your calendar with who needed to be shared? Did you have a planner that you like to use, or are you kind of looking for something new? So I just want you, what I want you to do for action steps is to really write down things on your calendar, both big and little, going into this school year. It can be like the littlest thing, like make sure you go get gas. I know that sounds so stupid, but when I started kind of jotting down the little things, then my brain wasn't constantly thinking about what I needed to get done like a hamster wheel. So whatever that looks like for you, maybe it's the Notes app on my phone works wonders as well. And I literally have notes in there for everything, but whatever works for you, just figure out those systems before the school year starts so you feel like you're ready to go. The second action step today is delegate days of the week to do grocery shopping, laundry, and stay as consistent with it as you can. When I say as you can, because I know every week is different. There are some weeks I feel like I'm on it, and some weeks I'm not so much. So just figure out what days do you feel like that would work for you. Like what days am I leaving on school on time and I'm not having to stay late? What days could I do these things? By the way, I think I talked about this in another bite-sized PD, but a really good laundry hack that works amazingly well is I started putting it in at night. No, I told a friend that, she's like, what? It's going to get moldy. No, it's not. Because if you think about it's not in there that long, 8 hours, right? So put the laundry in at night. In the morning, I put it in the dryer, and then in the afternoon or before I go to bed, I fold it and put it away. So that is something that's really helped. And I don't do laundry every day. I probably every other day. But anyways, I wanted to throw that in there. And then the third action step is have a plan in place for what you'll do each time you sit down during your planning period. Now, I understand some of you do not get a planning period. I also understand your planning periods are interrupted a lot. There's always some kind of interruption. Or I also understand your planning period is sometimes when you just want to go to the bathroom, or you just want to sit there in silence and take a break sometimes. I get it. But when it comes to your plan time, one thing that really works well when it comes to, we're talking about organization today, is you sit down and have a plan like, okay, this is, when I said earlier during this training, I said on Sunday, look at what you have coming up that following week. So when you've done that, then you know, okay, I have a performance this week, or I'm doing this big composition project with 5th grade, or whatever it might be. Jot down all the little things. Then when you sit down to plan, have a plan in place for what you're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If your plan time gets interrupted, then say, okay, so I didn't get a plan time Thursday, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to come in early that next day, or I'm going to whatever, find the time to fill that plan time so you can still keep going with your systems in place. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that was helpful. You guys have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. Enjoy the summer you're having. Please take the time to get the rest you need, to get the break you need. Do something fun, whatever that looks like for you, as well as, of course, taking PD and starting to think about going back to school. Some of you are like, I'm not even thinking about it at all, and I get it. It's okay. Take the break you need. You deserve it, and you need it. You really do, because you know once the school year starts, it's like that snowball that just keeps rolling down the hill and gets bigger and bigger, and you feel like sometimes you can't stop to take a break. So have a great day. I will be back next week with another Bite-Sized PD. I'll see you soon. Bye, friends. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening into the Elementary Music Teacher Podcast. There is an exclusive Facebook group just for listeners of this podcast and any elementary music teacher called the Elementary Music Teacher Community Facebook group. Come on over and join us there, where we have conversations around the podcast episodes and encourage each other each and every week. And also head to my website, thedomesticmusician.com. I have some free resources there that you can download to help you gain traction in your classroom today, as well as the blog and the membership site and all kinds of other goodies to help you keep going in your music teaching journey. I cannot wait to keep connecting with you and encouraging you and spurring you on in your journey of teaching elementary music. Hang in there, have an amazing week, and I will see you soon.